So, Sonto, you are welcome to class.
Thank you, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. So, where did the instructor Israel stopped at?
I think it's top at if statement dictionary.
If dictionary, where in
Mm.
dictionary?
After, yeah,
Where in dictionary so that I can
I,
continue from
I,
there.
I think nested dictionary.
Okay. Nested dictionary.
Mm.
Okay, okay. So we are going to declare a dictionary. We are going to declare a dictionary. First of all, we are going to revise what instructor Israel told us. So, a dictionary has a key and value. So, and the key is what you can use to access the value. So, just like your house door, for you to enter inside your house, you need to have the key to your house. Still the same way, when you are creating a dictionary, you must have the key and value. The key and value. So we are going to create my dictionary. So this is an example I want to create so that you can refresh your memory on what each doctor Israel taught you about. So we are going to create my dict, and this my dict we are going to create a simple dictionary. I'm going to say name. I'm going to say um, name, and I'm going to use my column to separate it, and the key and value is being separated by column. Then the name, I'll say Israel, then comma, separated by comma. So this Israel will be on a string format, okay? So then separated by comma, we are going to have age, let's say age, and the age, let's say 40 or 50. Okay, 50, then comma, and we are going to say occupation, the occupation will be, let's say Israel is an instructor in CM Tech, so we are going to use instructor, instructor, then I'll close it. So we have just created a simple dictionary. We have just created a simple dictionary. So let's run our dictionary. First of all, let me connect it. Then this is our dictionary we have just created, and I'm going to paste it here. So we are going to name it as creation of dictionary. So now I want to run our dictionary. So let's see our dictionary, my dic. So I've run it, and this is the dictionary we have created. So we want to access the item. We want to access the items. So remember, we said that for you to access the item, you must have the key You must have the key. For you to access the value, you must have the key. Now let's see all our keys. Now I'm going to say my dic dot keys dot keys. Then it will give me all the keys. These are all the keys. These are all the keys. The name, age, and occupation. So I'm going to look at the values, and let's see the values. My dic dot value. Now it will give me all the values. These are all the value. We have Israel, age of 50, and instructor. We said that a dictionary is separated by column. A dictionary has keys and value, and the keys and value are separated by column. This is a simple dictionary we have created. This is how we can access the key, and also how we can access the value. So we have looked on how we can access the key and value. Now we want to see how we can access each, or we want to access items inside the dictionary. So let's access item in the dictionary. Now I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to rename this to accessing item in items in dictionary. Now we want to access item in dictionary. I remember at the beginning we talked, instructor Savior talked us about indexing, how we can index, right? And I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. So on to Abigail. I hope instructor Savior taught you about indexing.
Yes.
So now, for us to access item, we are going to index. We are going to index the item. Now, this is the dictionary, and we are going to rename this name to my dic2. Okay, then we are going to run it. Now we want to access Israel. Now for us to access Israel, we are going to index it. We are going to index it using the normal index format. Now let's say my dic2. So my dic2, then we use our square brackets and index 1. So remember, in backward and forward indexing, and from the forward we have 0, 1, 2, right? 0, 1, 2. So now we want to see our results. Okay, and I'm coming. Want to see the result of what we have indexed. So let me run this first. I'm coming. So I've run it. Okay, it's running. Now I want to look at the index. So the index is not coming out, and why? Because we did not use the normal format. Like, we did not use the forward indexing and backward indexing. When we use it, it will give us an error. I hope you guys are following. If you are following, just give me a thumbs up so that I will continue. Now when we use our forward and backward indexing, we cannot access it. So now for us to access, we are going to call the key, the key inside this index, the key inside this index. So we are going to call name, and when we call the name, let's see what we are going to get. Let's see what we are going to get. Name. Now, let's see the name. Israel. Now, did you see when I use the normal method, the forward indexing, the forward and backward indexing, where I use the index of one, it did not give us results. But when I use the name, the key, it gave us results. And remember, I told you that key is what you can use to access the value. The key is what you can use to access the value, just like what I explained, that in your house you can access your room using your key. So for us to access the item, we must index the key, we must index the key for us to get the value. So this is an example I just created, and I believe you understand what I did. So now we are going to see an example on how we can delete an item, remove an item. So I'm going to rename this. I'm going to rename it or copy this. I'll rename it to. I'll rename it to 3. We are using it as an example, and I'll come here. Okay. Let me rename this to adding adding comma removing removed and changing items. So now we want to see how we can add, remove, and change items. So let me remove the adding. So so now this is what I copied and I have renamed it to dictionary. Now this dictionary, we want to see how we can uh, remove an item and also as add an item. Now for us to perform this task, we are going to first of all see how we can change a dictionary. How we can change a dictionary. Okay. Now let me run it now for us to see. I dig 3. Now this is our dictionary. Now let's change. Let's perform some changes. So now this is the way we can perform some changes. My dictionary. I don't know why it's having an error. Okay, something went wrong. Okay, now so let me see my dictionary. Now this is my dictionary. We want to change now. So this dictionary, my dictionary, then we are going to access it by using the normal way to assign a new values in when we are talking about string. Uh, String assignments, where we use the equal to assign a new variable then we can use the equal to assign a new value. Okay, I believe you understand what I explained. So if you understand, just give me a thumbs up so that I will know that you are following. Now, so we want to assign a new value and we want to assign a new age. Now, I'm going to use this. This is a method where we assign a new value to uh, a new value. We want to assign a new value to a new value to our value. So this is the new value. This is the old value. This is the old value. I'm using the key to assign a new value. The key is age, and the age, we want to change the age. Remember, this is 50. In our previous age, we have 50. Now, I want to assign a new value inside this uh, dictionary. And now, for me to change this new value, I'm going to look out for the key, then I will apply or change a new value. Now I'm changing from 50 to 70. I will run it now. I've run it and my changes have been affected. So now let's see our results. Let's see our results. My dictionary. So this is my dictionary. 70 has been changed. Did you see 70 has been changed? I hope you understand what I did so that I can continue. Yeah, good. So we have changed it. Now let's see how we can, okay, change values. How we can change values or add an item how we can change value. So let's add an item. So we are going to add an item. Now, I want to add, we have seen how we can change. Now we want to add, we want to perform an some addition. Okay. Now let's look let's add ID. Okay. Now let's add ID. For us to add, I'll copy the variable name, my dictionary, then I will assign a new value. And I'm going to use ID, then I will assign it to, um, okay, I will assign it to a new ID. Now, this is the ID of the person in the dictionary. So this is the ID. So I want to insert it now. We have added it. So let me run the output for you to see the results. Now, this is the ID we just added. We added the ID and the key, ID, and the value 1, 2, 3, 3. So I believe you understand what I did here. I believe you understand so that we are going to be moving forward. So and good, good. So we have seen how we can add. Now we want to remove. We want to remove an item. Remember we talked about pop in when our instructor was teaching, instructor Israel and instructor Savior was teaching. It talked about pop. Pop remove an item. So we want to remove an item. Now we are going to use the method called pop. The method pop will remove an item. So now let me paste the variable name called my dictionary. Then we are going to say dot pop. We are going to pop item. We are going to pop it, and inside this pop we are going to declare what we want to pop. We want to pop an item. Which item do we want to pop? Now we can say we want to pop out and the id now. Let me pop out id. Now I have popped out the id, and we have removed the id. Now when I print or rerun this id has been changed because we pop it out. So it's no longer in that dictionary again. So this is how we can remove an item in a dictionary. So uh, we can also use the dot clear. The dot clear automatically clear every item. Remember we talked about dot clear. You can use the dot clear, like for example, I don't want to clear it, but we can clear it like this, and we are not going to insert anything. We are not going to insert anything. Once you run it, everything will be cleared out. Everything will be cleared out. Remember, we talked about del in dictionary, in our string and so on. But in dictionary, del does not work. Del does not work. You cannot delete in dictionary. You cannot delete in dictionary. So delete the dictionary object. Eh? When you use the delete, automatically every I'm sorry. We talked about clear. Now we are talking about delete. When you use the delete, automatically everything will wipe out. Sorry, the I remember is dictionary we are working on. Uh, I remember that we talked about some topics where we said that some items cannot be deleted, so dictionary can be deleted. Sorry for the mistake. Dictionary can be deleted. So the difference between clear wipe everything. So when you use the del automatically delete the entire item del. So now let's see an example of what we are saying. Now we want to delete everything concerning my dictionary. So we are going to say del, then we are going to include my dictionary and run. Once we run it, everything concerning my dictionary will be wiped off. So I hope you understand what I explained. Hello, good. So we are moving forward. So we are going to look on how we can copy. I remember we talked about copy. The same way we copy in string is still the same way we copy in dictionary. You can loop through a dictionary. Looping through a dictionary is like we want to read through. We want to read through the dictionary. Now, let's see an example of what I'm saying. For example, I have my dictionary here. Let me copy this. Let me copy this. Mm, Let me copy this, and we are going to paste it, and we are going to rename it to 4. Now, this is my dic 4. We want to see our result. Normally, when we see our results, we can read it like this. We can read it like this. So we want to loop through. We want it to also um, give us same way like this, but it will give us in a right order. Okay, now let's see the example of what how we can loop through a dictionary. For example, we are going to say for. For for example, we are going to say for. For is a looping statement. Now we are going to say for I dic in dic 4 for I in dic 4. Now so we are going to print the item I, then comma I dot I comma, then we are going to separate it using the column. We are telling the system the program to give us the key and value separated by column in in the dic 4 index I. We are going to copy this and paste it here. Then index I, index I. So let's read this statement again and get it clear. We say for I in my dic 4, I comma column comma my dic 4. Remember, we don't know what is I. We are declaring a variable. We are telling it that we want to read everything in my dic 4. In my dic 4, we are saying that for I in we don't know I. We want to read everything in my dic 4. So that's why we are giving a loop statement that for I in my dic 4, for I in my dic 4, give me the result. Now remember we talk about indexing. We want to index I, meaning automatically I will be indexed, then separated by column. So it will give us the key and value. It will give us the key and value. So let's see our result. I believe you see what we just did. Sonto Abigail, I hope you understand. Mrs. Frances, you are welcome. If you are still confused, you can unmute and speak so that we sort it out. Hello. Is it clear to you guys? Hello.
Yes, I'm clear. I understand, sir.
Okay, you understand. Now,
Yes.
so, okay, good. Thank you. And I believe we can move on. So now we want to see how we can get just the values. We want to get just the value. Just the value. Okay, let's do this. Let me copy this and I will paste it here. I want to remove this and see our results. Did you see I got all the values? Remember, when we want to index I, it will give you us values because we don't know the value. We said for I in dictionary, then we index I, meaning it will access I, and I is the value. So still the same way we did this. For us to get the value, we can do it like this. And for us to get the key, we do it like this. Now, let me access it like get the key. Let me get the key. Let me get the key. Did you see the key? And let me see, get the values again. Okay, let me get the values again. Okay, let me get the value again so that you guys will not be confused. I want you guys to have the knowledge of what I just did. So now I want to get the values. This is the values and this is the key. And first of all, I want to explain this code better. Now, we say for I, we don't know the keys in I. Now, we printed the I, then we separate it by column. Then we index the values. And we said that we don't know the values. And this is why we index the value. And this is the breakdown of what we did there. Okay? And we can move on. So, I believe you understand what we are doing. It's not a magic. Okay, Mrs. Frances, I know that you just came in. I want you to watch a video of what we have done from maybe from the past 2 days you have not attended class. I want you to watch the video so that you have a better understanding of what we just did.
Okay, sir. I will.
Okay, good. So now we want to look on membership in a dictionary. Membership in a dictionary. Now, a membership in a dictionary, for example, maybe we are working in an organization and okay, before I explain, let me use this. Okay, let me use this as an example so that you guys will understand what I want to explain. Now, okay, and okay, we want to name it to 5. Good. So we understand that Israel is an instructor and Israel it has an age of 50. So now maybe the organization is not sure of the age. Now they can go into their database. For example, I believe I want to use this our class as the database. It's a picture of the database. I believe if you want to learn analysis in MySQL, then you have a good understanding about database. I believe some of you might have the understanding of database, but in our upcoming class, because we are planning to start our SQL class, okay? So now in database, with a simple code, we can fetch out the age of any worker or any person. So, for example, the organization want to know the real age of a company of a person or the employee they employed, and they are not sure. So they will go back to their database when this where and when the employee registered to fetch out the age of the person. When the database administrator go to the admin page of the website where the employee registered at the beginning, it can just write a simple code to fetch out the real age to compare to his age he presented. If the age match with the one he presented, Good. It maybe the person is being verified. Okay, so now we want to use a membership to illustrate what I just explained. And I want to hear from you. I believe you understand what I explained before I move forward. Hello, I believe you understand what I explained. Did you guys understand?
So I followed the bit, so I'm just waiting for the
Okay,
demonstration so that I can grasp it properly, sir.
okay. Let me recap again. And Abigail, I believe you are working.
Yes, I am, sir.
You are working. Good. At the beginning, when you are searching for job, the organization posted the vacancy and it gave you a link to register, right?
Yes, sir.
And you fill your details. At that point, you might provide your true age. Okay, now when they finally employ you and for like 2 years, 3 years, and they want to do a verification, and you presented your certificate or your credentials, and maybe your credential is they want to find out is your age is the right age you are present to them. Okay, maybe they have some retirement age and they want to verify what age you have. They might just go to the website, the database of the website you registered to fetch out your age, your real age when you where you registered, and go back to your credential. If it matches, you have successfully been verified. And if it does not matches, they will think you forge your credential. So this is how the verification process is. Sometimes some organization always tell you that um, so time the staff will be verified or they want to conduct a verification process. This is how it works. So let's use our membership in a dictionary to see. Now we want to see if if age is in the database. Let's use this as a database. This is the dictionary. Now let's see if age is inside the dictionary. Now let's say my dic 5. Now my dic 5. Now we want to see age. Let's copy the key age. Let's copy the key age and we are going to paste it in my dic 5. Now let's see. It will say true. Yes, the person imputed his age. But when we put a wrong spelling like age with capital letter, it will say false because there's nothing like age there. Okay, this is a clear example of what we just explained. And also, this is not how fully the database work, but I'm using this to explain how a database work for you to have a good idea of how the database work. So when we are working with MySQL, you see that there's a place where you can just write filter or filter age, filter this or that. So this is where you can impute conditions. If a social number of staff is less than 50, okay, less than 60 is still active. If it's above 60, automatically retired, the staff should be retired. Automatically the staff will be required. So as times goes on, you see how it works. This is a foundation of we are just coming up. And as a data analyst, you should always have this in mind that you are also an a database administrator. You are also a database administrator. So when we are working on our data analysis proper, you will see that you are also equal to the database administrator. The same code we are writing is what we are going to write in MySQL when you are fetching out students or fetching out employee record and all. So just this is the stage I'm just taking you guys to. This dictionary is a starting of data analysis. Let's say this starting, then before we move to function, and then we'll move to function, class, then data analysis proper. I think the data analysis is just 1 week and we are rounding up. So we only have, let's say, 2 weeks remaining. So I'll make sure that we complete it before next 2 weeks. So and now we have fetched this and we want to move forward. Now we want to see if any and all. We want to see if there's any value or any key. Now or we return the false as one of the value is false. If one of the value is false, the or will return false. But if one of the value is true, the or will return true. And okay, let's see what we are doing. Let's see what we are doing. Let's see an example. Let's see an example of what we are doing. Okay, now I'll name it so 6, and let's see our results. So this is our result, and now let's see or in, let's see my dict 6, let's say my dict 6 or now it will say true. It's true because there is no false value. There is no false value. There is no false value. When we have an empty space, okay, remember, I want to explain this to us. When we are working on a data, and the data comprises of cells, row and column. So when a particular cell has 0, you can easily use this statement or any to search or to filter if there's missing value. Now the or is when it will fetch if one value is false, it will automatically print out false. But if the values are correct, using the or, the any, or okay, now let's see an example. Let's see an example. Now every value here are intact, no missing value. Now so let's see this. Let me include um something here. I'm coming. Okay, now okay, let me use this. Supposing or maybe age, it has a missing value of 0. in age. Maybe the person did not insert his age, and automatically the system automatically recognize that cells as zero. Now let me check if there is any missing value, or if there is, if all the items are correct. So let's see. This is where we use the any and all. So now let's see all. We are going to name this to 7 and run. And 7. Now this is true. The all produce true because it's only one. It's only one item that is false. Now let's see any. If it's any, let's see. True. I don't know. Okay. I don't know why it's producing true. But let's see. It's supposed to produce for us false. So okay. Now, good. We are dealing on the key. Sorry. It's the key we are dealing on, not the value. Remember, we are dealing on the key. Okay. Key. Now, if the key is 0, hello, you want to speak?
Yes, sir.
You can speak. You can.
I'm a bit lost, sir.
Okay, let me explain again. Okay, now this is our. Now this is the topic any and all. Any and all. All method. All method. If all the keys of the dictionary are true, it will print true. If it's false, if any key of the dictionary is false, it will print false. Remember, in method, if all the keys are true, it will print true. If they are false, it will print false. So any, if if true, any key of the dictionary is true. If not, any will return false. Okay, if it's not true, any will return false. But in all, if all the item is true, it will print true. If none of the item is false, it will print false. So I'll use this as a clear example, or let me write it for us so that you understand what I'm doing. Okay, let me just write the explanation of what I want to do. I believe as times goes on, we are going to understand what we are doing. So or, so the or now the or method, the or method returns. Now, okay, then one, I'm going to name it one, true. Now the true says that if or all keys, I believe you understand what I'm writing on. All keys of the dictionary so of the dictionary is true, it will print true. Okay, it's true, and it will print true. It will print true. Okay, now two. This two is false. False. when it's false, when it's false, if any, or if any key of the dictionary is false, it will print false. And now let's see the any. Now any, okay, the any method, the any method of function, let's say the any function, okay, the any function returns, I'm coming, the any functions, okay, now returns true if any key, if any key of the dictionary is true. Is true. If not, any returns false, comma, if not, any returns false. So now this is the explanation of what I'm trying to explain. So I believe when you read this, you will have a clear knowledge of what I'm explaining. So this is the statement of what I want to explain using the code. Now, for example, we have this Israel and the key here. This is the key. Now, if the key is false, and the false, when we say false, if it has 0, automatically is false. Now let's see. Let's see any of them. Any of them, it will print true. But let's see all. It will print false. When we say all, it will not skip one keys. All keys must be correct. But when we say any, if any of the key is correct, it doesn't matter if one of the keys is 0, it will print true. But when we say all, it will print false, because all the keys must be right, must be correct. So now let's see this. Let's say age. Let's go back to age, and when we run this it will say true, because all the keys here are correct. They are inserted. They have inserted all the keys. But when it's 0, when you use the or, it will say false, because one of it is false. One of it is false. So I believe you understand. Good. Sonto, I hope you are following. Good. So, and we have just treated dictionary. So now we can use comprehension, list comprehension, to create a dictionary and list comprehension to create a dictionary. So I want you to practice. Go and practice how you can create a list, a dictionary comprehension. Go and create a dictionary comprehension. What did I say? Go and create a um, dictionary comprehension. So a dictionary comprehension will tell you more about what we are doing. So, and I believe we understand everything we have just learned, and I believe you have learned about the dictionary. So we are done with everything concerning dictionary, and on our next class, you are going to learn the inputs. We are going to look on inputs, and we are going to look on how we can perform some addition, subtraction, and multiplication. And also you are going to look on comprehension operators and logical operators, and thereafter we'll move further. And so it's time for you to ask questions. Then thereafter we'll move to function and class. So if you have any question to ask, you can ask. If you don't have, so I would like you guys to make sure you attend the next class. So I want to hear from you. Do you have anything to say, Abigail?
No, sir, for now, sir.
I hope you understand what we learned today.
Yes, sir. I'm feeling.
It, today class was clear, right? And
Yes, sir. Yes,
everybody
sir.
understood. So, and Mrs. Frances, I will not bother you because I know you might understand some part and you might not understand some parts. I understand. So once you read, go through the video and practice, you understand what we just did today. You are welcome. And Sonto, I hope you don't have any issue with today's class. Hello, Sonto. Hello, Sonto. Okay. So, let's call it a day. So, can we say, okay, now I want a like your recommendation. Today's class and some and the previous classes you have been taking. Can you compare today and your previous class, Abigail, with the instructors?
Sorry, sir, I didn't quite get you, sir.
Okay, I want you to compare today's class and the one our instructors have been taking. So
Ah,
I want your recommendation on what you observed and what is the difference between today's class and the instructor's class.
well, for me, all the instructors are, how do I put it? They have their unique style of teaching, and I've really enjoyed it so far. So I like the fact that for the three classes or the three instructors, you can at any point ask them to explain in details, which is so for me, I cannot really say this one is better, but as in that advantage of they having to repeat themselves covers up. So for me, I think that's just okay. The instructors are being awesome, sir. To be
Okay,
honest,
okay. Are you satisfied with the training?
yes, I am, sir. I am.
Okay, you are not finding any challenges or any complaint difficulties with this
Well,
community.
the only thing I wonder is the application. So I don't know. all these ones we have not really applied it like in real life situation. And so for me, I was say I will ask that
Okay.
so when do we start applying it, the application of what
Okay.
NCSDG?
Good. Good. That is the question I'm waiting for. Good. Okay. First of all, First of all, we just introduce you to Python. Python is a programming language, okay? And
Yes, sir.
you are not going to apply this code, but you need knowledge of this. This is not what you are going to focus like working on, but you need on this knowledge. That's why when we go into data
Okay.
analysis proper, you understand why you need this code, this coding. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Have you seen dashboard before?
That
Dashboard. Okay.